to Chessboard Conquests. Join me as I engage in a challenging chess match. Utilizing checkmate tactics and endgame strategies with my queen and rook. The game begins with my white moving knight to f3, and black responds with pawn to f6. I advance my pawn to g4 to control f5 and h5, while he moves his bishop to h6. I open the middle with e4, and he plays pawn to g7. I position my rook to g1, and he places his bishop on g7. I advance my pawn to d4, and he castles his king. I move my bishop to e3, while he plays pawn to d5. I relocate my bishop to d3, and he attacks my knight with his bishop on g4. I respond by moving my knight to d2, and he captures my pawn on e4, creating a fork attack on my bishop and knight. I counter by moving my bishop to e4, but he advances his pawn to f5, attacking my bishop. I reposition my bishop to b7, capturing this pawn. He captures my knight on f3, giving a fork attack on my queen and bishop. I capture his bishop on f3. He moves his pawn to c6, blocking my bishop from capturing his rook. I advance my rook to g5, and he plays pawn to e6. I position my queen to e2, followed by his knight to d7. I move my queen to c4, and he plays rook to e8 to protect his pawn on e6. I castle my king, and he moves his rook to c8. I advance my rook to g1, and he plays pawn to c5. I deliver a check by capturing the bishop on g7 with my rook. He moves his king to h8, and I capture his knight on h6. He advances his knight to e5 to capture my queen, which I move to f1. He captures my pawn on d4, and I position my queen to h3. He plays pawn to d3, and I move my bishop to f4. He advances his rook to g8, and I position my queen to h7, achieving checkmate with corner mate. If you enjoyed this chess exercise and wish to enhance your skills further, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to never miss the next challenge. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.